Hey guys, welcome to the Performance Analysis and Sport Match Analysis Project. My name's Jack Lowman, U3116437, and doing this with me is Campbell Quinn, U3186896. The game we'll be analysing today is a game of NCAA college basketball between Duke and Michigan State University on the 14th of November 2017. Duke at the time was ranked number 1 in the country and MSU was ranked at number 4. Duke was being led by historic head coach Coach K and MSU under coach Tom Izzo. Duke was being led by current NBA players Grayson Allen, Marvin Bagley III, Gary Trent Jr., Wendell Carter Jr. and Trevon Duval, up against MSU's current NBA players Jaren Jackson Jr. and Miles Bridges. Basketball is a sport played between two teams of 5 players in which goals are scored by throwing a basketball through a netted hoop fixed at each end of the court. This game resulted in Duke beating MSU 88-81, as we can see here. Over the course of the season, Duke had an average of 81.1 points per game. Therefore, Duke had an above average game, resulting in their win against MSU. The aim of this analysis was to identify areas of strength and weakness for both teams. This included areas of the court where they were strong in attack as well as defense, as well as areas where they were weak in attack as well as defense. For this game, we identified our key performance indicators as 2 points, 2-point attempts, 3 points, 3-point attempts, free throws, free throw attempts, blocks, fouls, assists, and turnovers. We also picked the side of the court that these happened, with the centre being the C, R being the right side of the court, and L being the left side of the court. We also picked the time during the half which these events occurred, as well as the number entry that it was going forward for each team. We did this for both halves, as you can see there. And for both teams, post our initial analysis, we also collected some more information on offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, and steals, and we felt these would further back up our initial data that we collected, although we didn't choose to pick sides of the court and times during the half when these events occurred. We chose these as our KPIs as they are the most focused on the aspect of basketball and contribute the most to the outcome of the team and the outcome of the players. At the end of our analysis, we broke the playing field into left, centre and right, the centre being the 2 lines of the key going up and then continuing upwards, and the left and right being their respective sides of those. We defined the left, centre or right as being where their foot last touched the ground. From there we found the percentages for each zone and the key performance indicator. 2 points was defined as a basket scored within the 3-point line. A 3-pointer was defined as a basket scored outside the 3-point line. Free throws are an unimpeded shot from a set line that occur from a foul or other impingement. Blocks are when the offensive player goes up for a shot but is denied by the defensive player. Fouls are an infringement against the set rules acted out by a player. Assists are when one offensive player passes to another that directly results in points being scored. Turnovers are when an offensive player loses the ball to the defensive player. We defined offensive rebounds as when an offensive shot went up and was rebounded by the offensive team. Defensive rebounds were when an offensive team's shot went up and was rebounded by the defensive team, and the steal was simply taking the ball off the other team. We viewed our video footage from YouTube, originally sourced from Entertaining and Sports Programming Network, or ESPN, on the 14th of November 2017, as accessed by us on the 16th of October 2019. We chose to use this footage as it covers multiple angles of the court to give us clear operational definitions. This was particularly useful when determining the zones and areas of the court and for when they were line ball decisions. We initially watched the footage of the game, split up our KPIs and times to watch each. From there we flagged times and events to our KPIs, then analysed and re-watched for further analysis to include the zones used for each of our KPIs. We established a relationship between success in attack and defence, and if there were any correlation between zones/sides of the court.
Our quantitative analysis illustrated that our KPIs were directly linked to the success of the team in this game. MSU had a remarkably better field goal percentage than Duke at 50.8% compared to 39.5%, although Duke's three-point percentage was higher at 39.1% compared to 36%. Free throws saw Duke have 65.5% to MSU's 55.6%, which is well below average for both teams.
MSU had more assists at 25 and blocks at 12 when compared to Duke's 21 assists and 5 blocks. Although it is worth noting, MSU had far more turnovers than Duke, leading this category 17 to 9. Our analysis also found that MSU was significantly behind Duke when it came to steals, only recording 1 when compared to Duke's 12. This quantitative data illustrates faults in MSU's overall game, often leaving them without the ball and unable to get it back. Duke profited from this, being able to score on turnover far more efficiently than MSU, and were often at times left open to shoot the ball. This resulted in more shots at a higher percentage when compared to MSU. This clip here shows both of those in action. So as we could see from that video, Duke were first left alone at the top of the key to score a relatively easy three-pointer, and then when MSU took the ball down to the other end of the court, Duke were able to enforce a turnover and take it up to the other end of the court to score again. The fouls for both teams were high, and that is an area that could be addressed for both teams.
Duke's ability to force turnovers and obtain steals from MSU was paramount to the winning of the game. Another area of strength was Duke's ability to rebound on the offensive and defensive end with the ability to create points from the rebounds. Weaknesses for Duke include their free throw percentage and their field goal percentage, with an over-reliance of Grayson Allen, who scored 37 of their total 88 points in the game, a staggering 42%. 20 fouls for Duke is a substantially high number of fouls, considering that it is a 40-minute game of basketball. The first half for Duke had a poor shooting performance, only hitting 9 of 28 two-pointers, 3 of 11 three-pointers, and 11 of 18 free throws. By comparison with the second half, 12 of 23 two-pointers, 6 of 12 three-pointers, and 8 of 11 free throws. MSU had substantially higher at 31 of 61 field goals and 12 blocks that illustrated the strengths of MSU. Some weaknesses include their three-point percentage, and at 36%, hitting 9 of 25, 10 of 18 free throws at just 55.6%. 11 offensive rebounds that did not result in a score, also recording 1 steal, 17 turnovers, and 21 fouls. The training regime following the game for Duke must include shooting three-pointers from the right side, as they recorded the lowest number of three-pointers made from the right side of the court. They also need to focus on two-point shooting from the left side, as this was also an area where they did not perform overly well. Controlling their fouls will be a focus going forward, as giving away 20 fouls in a 40-minute game of basketball at an average of a foul every 2 minutes is too regular. Being able to shoot at a high percentage in close, particularly for 2 points, and free throws will also need to be addressed. MSU, on the other hand, have a lot more to work on in training. 3-pointers from every zone must be worked on, with focus on the right side. Free throws especially must be worked on, as only shooting at 55.6%. All aspects of rebounding must be worked on, with focus on offensive rebounds, only recording less than half of Duke's offensive rebounds, only having 11 compared to 25. MSU must work on stealing the ball, meaning tight on-ball defense, and basketball IQ must be trained to make intercepts to create scoring options. MSU must focus on keeping the ball in their hands, as recording 17 turnovers, of which Duke were able to capitalize on and score. Also, left side defending must be focused on, as they recorded no blocks in that zone. And Duke scored 4 3-pointers and scored 1 2-pointers in the second half. Thank you for listening to our analysis of the game. We hope you can learn as much from this as we did.